It began with a death so strange that Texas authorities indicted a man for murder by doing nothing. A glamorous Houston socialite, perfectly healthy at 38 years old, suddenly collapsed. Within days, she was dead. Her husband, one of the city's top plastic surgeons, refused an ambulance, insisted on driving her himself, and had her embalmed within hours, in direct violation of state law and before the truth could ever be proven. Joan Robinson Hill was Houston royalty. Adopted by oil baron Ash Robinson, she grew up in a world of wealth, horses, and attention. Reporters said she was as well attended as a czarina. By age 3, she was winning equestrian trophies. By adulthood, she was a national champion, glamorous, adored, and always smiling for the cameras. In 1957, she married Dr. John Hill, a handsome plastic surgeon with movie star looks and a passion for classical music. To outsiders, it was a perfect match. Texas money and medical prestige. But inside their River Oaks mansion, things were different. Separate bedrooms, separate hobbies, separate lives. And under the surface, a marriage slowly rotting away. March 1969. Joan suddenly fell ill. Fever, vomiting, crippling weakness. Her husband treated her at home. Not once did he call an ambulance. When she couldn't stand, he placed her in their car and drove her 40 minutes to a small hospital with no emergency room. She arrived delirious, swollen, and slipping away 15 hours later. She was dead. Witnesses heard John's screams echo through the halls. Yet hours later, he was calm enough to give orders. He demanded her body be released immediately. He contacted a funeral home, and before the county coroner could arrive, Joan Robinson Hill was embalmed, the cause of death, gone forever. Texas law required an autopsy. John ignored it. County officials were furious. Ash Robinson, even more so, the first autopsy found nothing. The second found acute hepatitis, inconsistently. But Ash was relentless. He believed his daughter was murdered. Witnesses told him John was laughing in his music room the same night Joan died. Something was wrong. Something felt staged. And Ash began digging, literally. Theories exploded. Poison, pancreatitis, a rare viral infection, even toxic shock syndrome decades before it had a name, doctors argued. Experts contradicted each other. Some said no poisoning at all. Others claimed deliberate infection. And then, John's mistress stepped forward. Ann Kurth claimed Hill told her he poisoned Joan using bacterial cultures, but her story kept changing. The judge declared a mistrial. Nothing fit. Nothing made sense. It was a maze with no exit. The third autopsy changed everything. New York's legendary pathologist, Dr. Milton Halpern, opened Joan's casket and found mud inside. Someone had reopened it. Her brain and heart were missing, removed, hidden. And the funeral home admitted Dr. Hill ordered her body dug up days after burial to retrieve jewelry. The team concluded Joan died of a massive infection, and John's refusal to seek proper treatment directly contributed to her death. Texas did the unthinkable. They indicted him for murder by omission, the first case of its kind. Before he could be retried, Dr. John Hill was executed. September 1972. A masked intruder bound his mother and son, taping their mouths. When John and his new wife Connie came home, the gunman attacked. Connie ran. Shots rang. John was found dead in the foyer, face down, beaten and shot 3 times. His eyes, nose, and mouth were sealed with tape. The calling card of local contract killers. Soon a small-time criminal, Bobby Wayne Vandiver, confessed. He named accomplices. He said it was a $5,000 hit job, and he claimed the man who ordered it was Ash Robinson. And Vandiver was killed by police. His driver served 5 years. Lila Paulus, the alleged middlewoman, was sentenced to 35 years. But Ash Robinson, he was acquitted. The polygraph said he was telling the truth. The evidence was thin. The motive, revenge, was strong, but unproven. Some believe Ash orchestrated the murder. Others say John was killed for reasons unrelated to Joan. And some, even today, whisper that John Hill may have faked his own death and escaped to Mexico. 2 deaths. Dozens of suspects. Hundreds of theories. And no definitive answers. In the end, the truth about Joan and John Hill didn't die with them. It was buried long before.